Interesting little job in the workshop today. We've got this lovely wheel. This is a Santa Cruz reserve wheel. It's taken an absolute battering, built onto some Industry 9 hubs. These are the older, the torch ones. We can tell this wheel's come from an e-bike. It's had an absolute hammering and the wheel's standing up pretty well, but the hub has seen better days. Now, the reason this is interesting is it's been into another bike shop with a similar sort of problem, and that bike shop sort of bodged it back together and it failed again pretty quickly. So customers come to us for the long-term fix. So what had happened? Well, this is the Freehub as we took it out, and you can see it's failed at some point, and all these bite marks in here. This Freehub's been wobbling around in there and, you know, having not a very good time. And these bearings here aren't original. These blue seal ones aren't the proper bearings. So at some point these had aftermarket bearings fitted to it, which is okay as long as you fit the right ones. But the big story is that at some point all those bearings must have collapsed, because this is what's left of the axle inside, and you can see all these heavy gorge marks in here. So this is where the old bearings have sort of failed and have started biting into the axle. What that bike shop should have done was at that point just swap this axle out, because this was never ever going to be a good fit. You're always going to get premature bearing wear, and it's all going to happen again and collapse exactly what had happened. So we're going to do it properly, but I can see why it's tempting just to get this back together, send the customer on their way with a sort of bike that kind of works again, but not necessarily long term, because getting hold of this stuff is quite tricky. You see, Industry 9 got a fantastic website. You can go on there, you can check all the parts, but they won't ship to the UK. And then they keep changing distributors. So right now, the distributors in the UK are Lion Equipment. Now, we don't have an account with Lion Equipment because, like a lot of the things, we don't want to invest in £5,000 worth of Industry 9 stock sort of sitting up, clogging up our cash flow. So, in fact, this is quite a good story, because we do the same sort of thing with Hope. We love Hope hubs. They're great in their situation, but we just buy them from Chain Reaction Cycles, and all the parts are listed on there. There's no need to be a dealer, because again, Hope will demand that we have a massive amount of stock holding, and no one's going to have the right color and the right spoke count, etc. So in this situation, we just reach out and go, I just need the parts. I don't care about making a profit. I just need the parts to get this customer rolling. So we ring up, and we've paid full retail for these from Lion Equipment just to get the parts here ASAP. But they are expensive. So a Freehub body is now 180 quid for this little thing here. That is 180 quid. You get a nice new set of bearings, but that's, you ever wonder why Industry 9 hubs are expensive, and you kind of get shocked by the fact that the Freehub is that much money. I think the axle here, this was like 45 quid. What's really annoying is if the original bike shop had just put this axle in and done this with the original bearings, they might have got away with it rather than trying to budget on this really worn out axle. And of course we needed some new bearings as well. Now Industry 9 use enduro bearings, but they use the dual seal. So the grey LLU double lip seal on one side, and then the light contact seal of the LLB seal on the black side. So the grey side faces out towards the elements, so this is more weather sealed, and then the less friction seal is on the inside away from all the elements, so you get a smoother running bearing. So our job is taking this, giving it a right good clean. We're now going to reassemble this and hopefully get this customer rocking and rolling again on a set of hubs which should last him many more years to come, so long as we keep up to date with using the right parts and replacing worn out stuff when we have to. Okay, so what we have, we've got the wheels manufacturing press here and the over axle kit, because these bearings go in that direction. So I've already given this a really good clean out and removed any sort of damage. Unlike that Hunt one that we showed you once, this hasn't really had any significant damage to worry about, and all these are looking pretty good. So first of all, let's just get a little bit of grease in there. Grease syringes are so cool, just to get a light smear of grease around. Here's our axle. Remember, grey seals out. This is our over axle kit. just line all this up, press it in. Just need a little bit of a smear of grease in here. And this little applicator is awesome just for getting in between places like this. This is really to stop those springs rusting, give them a little bit of protection from the elements. Cool. The important thing is when you put the Freehub back together is to twist it in the right direction. You might just need a little screwdriver just to pop it in. Nice. And then these are the end caps. Nice. Ah, yeah. So it's easy when you have the right parts and those parts are in good condition. You can keep these sort of hubs running for a long time, but please don't like skimp out and refit stuff like that. If you come across it, just bin it, get the right parts, and you'll have great performing hubs. Right, I hope that was useful. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, get down, add your comments as well. It's yeah, and let me know your experience of White Industries. How are you getting hold of parts in your country? I'm really keen to know. All right, take it easy.